Oh god damn it. As soon as I start recording, it goes to a bloody demo. Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Blue Maxima, and this is an Idiot Imports, and... well, I'm an idiot who doesn't know that much about fighting games. I never claimed to know much about fighting games, and I'm just saying this because I have the feeling that this video is probably going to get me a lot of flack from a lot of people who actually like fighting games for some reason. But, nevertheless, I don't know any Japanese, obviously don't use any guides or anything like that, and even with a decent amount of time in this game, I don't know exactly how long I've spent in it, but Jesus, it's felt like hours. I don't like J-Star's Victory Versus. I don't think it's that good of a game. I'm really sorry to tell you that. I've been playing for ages, at least it's what felt like ages, but good lord, it just keeps going on and on and on, and it keeps grinding on me, so let's actually shut up and get to the points that I want to make about it. So, J-Star's Victory Versus is a bit of an interesting situation, because there's a magazine in Japan that contains what's the equivalent of Japanese comics, called manga, and these manga often contain lots of familiar franchises like Dragon Ball Z and Naruto and One Piece and take your pick. I think there's a couple of Yu-Gi-Oh characters in here somewhere. And these have all been compiled into one 3D fighting game. One 3D fighting game that doesn't actually have that good mechanics. But anyway, here's the store. So you don't actually get all the characters off the bat. You have to buy most of them, which is a bit of an oddity, all things considered. I have bought a bunch of my favorites. And you get a couple right off the bat. You get the guy from Bleach. I don't remember what his name is. Please don't kill me. You get Naruto. You get Luffy. You get Goku. And you get a couple of others. Can't remember their names off the top of my head. Sometimes they have English displays in the middle of the game, which is just odd. It just throws me off sometimes. And you've got a bunch of other stuff you can do as well. Like, you can buy stuff for the adventure mode, but I don't know what half of it does, and I haven't been bothered to find out, because it just takes so long to do anything in the adventure mode. I just get so bored so quickly. But anyway, that's a store. This is the card deck. I have no idea what this does, because I haven't actually unlocked anything in it yet. I don't mean to be a dick by leaving this feature secret, but I don't know what it does. And I probably won't find out in this recording. I imagine that when I get my hands on the English version of this game, which will actually have a reduced character roster, which is a bit of an oddity, and it's in English, obviously, I'll be able to actually tell what the hell that's meant for. Here, yeah, this is the online multiplayer mode. I haven't actually managed to try this online, because every time I tried, I would just, like, disconnect. I don't know, I think I was having problems with my internet time. But we won't worry about that right now, because I don't really need it to explain anyway. I've heard something about the online being... I've actually heard a lot about the online for this game being shit, but... again, I haven't tested it myself, can't tell you personally. That's Free Battle, that's Victory Road, and that's the story mode. We're going to go do the story mode first. Story mode is split into 4 chapters, and in every one of these chapters you take over one specific band of characters, and you sail around, or at least... I've only played one of these story modes, because, seriously, you have no idea how long these take to play. You, at least in the Luffy mode, I imagine it's the same in pretty much every other story mode, but, you know, again, I haven't really tried. You get this ship, and you sail around these big open maps, and you go to places, and once you go to places, you incur story events. And some of them have slide voice acting, some of them don't. Some of them have questions, some of them have quests, some of them have fights. I wonder if this will put me straight in a fight or not. No, it's just clear the quest, and I probably get an item for that. No, I get to take along a new character with me, that's different. Not very often ending up in one of these places doesn't end with a fight, but anyway, we're gonna just... bloody long story event, good lord. So yeah, don't really understand what's going on here. I imagine it's just the typical multiverses. Everything is merging, everybody let's just rock the fuck out or something like that. I don't know. Because again, no Japanese, and I usually just translate the text that looks important, and story text that never looks that important. So, yeah, can you see why it takes forever to do anything in this fucking game? Look, a fight. Let's just go have a fight. So yeah, the story mode takes ages because it takes you bloody several minutes to sail anywhere and you get bored as sin, but every now and again you'll run into like randomly, well they're not exactly random, but I mean the ships are spawned in the middle of nowhere and you can just fight them. So you can pick what character you're playing, what character your teammate is playing, what character your other teammate is playing, and what character your support is. So let's just hop right into the battle. I'll explain as much as I can in the first fight, no guarantee. Just when it loads, there it goes. Alright, so here we go. You get these little intros. And every character gets an intro, which is kind of neat. I imagine this would make a fair amount more sense if this was in English, but anyway. Yeah, a bunch of different franchises being represented in this game, but anyway. So the idea is it's a 2-on-2 fighting game. You have an energy meter down the bottom left there. You've also got a health meter. Obviously, if that health meter goes down, you get knocked the fuck out. You hold R and X to charge your energy meter, and this can be used to use different special attacks. You can press square to do a normal combo, and triangle to do a strong combo. You can press circle to do a special move, which is going to be one of a million bloody things. So as you can see here, you get like a finger gun if you're playing as Ace. But if you hold forward and press the special attack button, you get a different special attack. And if you hold R and press circle, you get another different special attack. And these special attacks will cost energy. It also costs energy to block hits and dash around. So be careful about that. You also have different sorts of buttons. Like, for example, you tap in the not exactly definitely defined bottom right corner of the touchscreen in order to change your lock on. You can also tap in the top right corner of the screen to engage a victory burst or an ultimate move, but you need to have the fight going in your... was it detriment or favor? I don't know. I can't tell. But anyway, we're going to do a victory burst now. So yeah, you have to tap into some undefined area of the top right of the touchscreen. And you can also activate your assist character by tapping on the top, bottom left. And oh god, Luffy's doing his ultimate move. Alright, well he got a KO, so let's see if we can help him out with that. Okay, so that's 2 KOs. Unfortunately, he's going to go down, because I don't think there's any way to heal in this, or at least if... Oh, well, if there is, I don't know what it actually is. That's a little bit strange, but anyway, yeah, he's down, and I better get some of my energy back before I get absolutely slaughtered. Whoop, never mind. Alright, so... Now, there's a reason why I don't find this fighting sort of engaging, and it's the way they handle physical combat. There are a ton of goddamn knockdown moves, and every time someone gets up, they have invulnerability for more than long enough to just rush you down and beat you senseless by exploiting how long invincibility lasts for. It's goddamn frustrating. It really is. I cannot tell you enough just how fucking frustrating it is to actively be beating the shit out of someone, and they somehow manage to get a hit in edgewise. Oh, crap. You have no idea how annoying it is to be beating the crap out of someone and then having the partner come in and just beat you down. And then when you get up, you just... What the hell did he just do? See, when he goes down, he gets an invulnerability period, and if you don't run the fuck away, he's going to get you with a melee attack and knock you over, and this can repeat itself over and over and over again, and that is really, really annoying. You know what the worst part is, though? The way this game does 3D isn't exactly that definite, so you can't tell very precisely when you need it how far away you are from the person you're trying to beat the shit out of. And you might end up throwing a punch, and then they might end up throwing a punch, and they'll hit you because you just covered 95% of the distance, but you couldn't tell exactly how far away they were and if you could actually hit them or not. And that... The combination of those things just make this nowhere near as satisfying as it should be. And yeah, as you can see, slow ass ship again. And the story fight's no different. They don't really introduce that many new mechanics or anything like that. It's literally just, alright, here's another character. Go beat up this character. It's just not interesting in the slightest. It just takes so long to get anything even remotely interesting done. I don't even remember where this is. Yeah. Alright, let's go south and see if we can get another battle in, and then I'll swap to the secondary mode. Hey, you. Okay, do not recognize any of these characters at all. I don't know that much about Japan, but I managed to recognize a couple of people. That's not a fight. Okay. Alright, fine. Let's go to the star and see if we can actually influence another event. What the hell is that? Giant rhinoceros. Okay. Can I go through this? No. God, how am I supposed to get in there? Jeez. Oh, great. Okay, here's another random fight, and then we'll pop out to Victory Road. Great. Bleach guy, another guy, and that girl from One Piece. Even though I'm pretty sure I already recruited that girl from One Piece, whatever. But anyway, I'm going to go back to why the fighting mechanics annoy me so much. It's just that combination of having a really hard time telling where and when you can hit your goddamn enemy. And the combination of there being a massive time on wake up for the enemy to come at you and beat the shit out of you is just a bit disappointing, really. There are also secondary modes you can engage by completely filling both those P bars, but some characters just don't seem to have them. It's a bit odd. But basically, all these things that I've said about the physical combat just make me want to avoid physical combat altogether. Because, I mean, you do have a block move, and you can, like, bolt out of the way of stuff, but these guys have so many knockover moves that seem to work no matter if you're blocking or not, and it gets really frustrating after a little while. I do have the AI on the default difficulty, so I imagine it gets a bit harder, but I mean, jeez, it's just so... This whole system just feels really frustrating for some reason. I don't know why. I'm actually doing alright with the physical combat now. But I don't like getting close range with the octopus guy, because the octopus guy is like insane melee. If that octopus guy gets even remotely close to you, he will kick your ass. No question ass. It's just unreal sometimes. It really is. And I'm not really showing it well here, and I apologize for that, because it's the biggest complaint I have about the game, is that the melee combat just sucks. It just has this weird feeling to it. I can't describe it. But it's just a bit slow, a bit clunky, and those huge melee invulnerability times really don't do anything to help, and it just sucks. It really does. See, one of the best things about games like Street Fighter, because I've been playing a lot of 2D fighters recently, is that you're always weak to something. You're always open from some angle. And in this game, just having everybody be completely invulnerable to melee hits when they get up for several seconds just feels like it completely removes the point of melee combat entirely. Because if you're not careful, you'll get the shit kicked out of you every time. And there are breaker moves that everybody can apply. But sometimes you can't... From the distance that this game expects you to fight at, you can't really tell the difference between breaker moves and non-breaker moves until it's too late to get out of the line of fire. And it just... it just frustrates me so much. So I just end up playing ranged a lot, because when you're playing ranged, they can't really get near you, so they can't really use any sort of shield breaker attacks or anything. But sometimes you just can't avoid it. I know this might look like fun, but it just feels a bit sloppy. That's all I can say. The melee feels sloppy just because of the way they've handled it. We just keep getting victory bursts. I don't even know how that mechanic works. It just happens. Not to mention that can happen in the middle of a special mode, which is kind of sucks. But yeah, the melee combat really brings it down, and the ranged combat isn't that great either. You need a good character to make ranged work, and I have actually found a good ranged character. Also, you can actually watch replays of your fights that have just happened, but good lord, I can't imagine watching fights in this game after you've already just had those fights. It just feels more boring than anything else. But anyway, that was a quick look at the story mode. You get little items that do stuff, but I don't know exactly what they do. I think they just give you bonuses in the next set of fights. You've also got those level meters up in the top left. Don't know what those do either. Probably have something to do with the way unlocks work or something, but I'm not sure. So let's go have a look at the secondary mode, which is Victory Road. Bit of an odd name, Victory Road, considering that's the name of the endgame dungeon in Pokemon. Well, end story dungeon, I should say. So the idea is you go along these fairly linear sets of fights. Sometimes you get a choice, sometimes you don't. And some of them have challenges behind them, some of them don't. And I haven't actually run to one of those challenges yet, but I just saw it in this English translated guide I looked up because I just wanted to make sure I wasn't missing anything about this game before I went into the video on it. But anyway, my main character in this mode is Vegeta. Because Vegeta is like the best ranged character I've seen so far, even though I haven't seen like a good, like, what, quarter of the character roster at this point. But yeah, I can't even imagine how they're going to make like the character roster work in the Plus version, because in the Plus version they're taking some of the characters out, so the story's probably going to have some massive holes in it. But anyway, so here you can you can actually pick what background music you're listening to. Some of this is from some of the what's the word I'm looking for? Some of this is from the respective series, but I remember this is one of the few games from Japan that actually had like an anime version, which lets you have some extra music, but it cost like $30 extra, so, you know, fuck that. And considering that you would need to download it through PSN, fuck that twice. But anyway, Vegeta's probably my favorite character so far. I've played like half of the characters that I have, and he's just my favorite because he can do ranged. He's fairly good at ranged. You can set the AI to do specific stuff. Haven't figured that out yet. Doesn't really seem to make a difference. AI is fairly competent, I guess. It does tend to exploit the melee weaknesses a bit. There is an easy control set, which has you, like, blocking automatically, but it massively screws up the control scheme for anyone who's used to the harder controls. But anyway, here we go. Also, this is another reason why Vegeta is awesome. He can go Super Saiyan. And he has that. Oh, we're actually fighting Goku here, are we? I'm gonna sneeze. I've got something stuck up my nose, and I'm gonna bloody sneeze. But yeah, as you can see, Vegeta is just godlike in the range department. All his special attacks are based on range. So, well, except for that, but that's more of a just to get the hell out of whatever trouble you're in boost. Or should I say burst. But yeah, as you can see, I managed to take down an entire enemy without taking any damage whatsoever. And now we're going to go and do a victory burst. Whoops. I keep pressing start. I keep thinking I can skip this, but I can't. But anyway, those of you who have seen Dragon Ball Z before in any way, shape, or form will know exactly what's about to happen here. It really does seem like a crossover fan's wet dream. There's so many different characters from so many different series. I just wish the fighting game behind it worked better in pretty much every sense. I'm out of MP. I better be careful here. I'm going to get my ass kicked if I don't. Oh. Well, Goku's down. Mr. Bleach took care of him for me. That's going to make some fanboys angry. But, yeah. Range just works so much better because you don't have so many bullshit things going against you. Like, if you're going a full physical character, you will just get your ass handed to you because you need to be very, very careful of how the spawn works because they can just throw out like a really, really strong like guard breaker attack immediately up. Well, not exactly immediately after they get up, but if you're not careful, you'll get hit by one. And you'll probably get hit by one because you can't tell until it's too late if it's a guard breaker. But you keep going along Victory Road. You keep getting these weird challenges here. I'll play one more fight, and then we'll call it a day. If I don't press X twice. There also aren't that many stages either. I've played the same stage several times already. Just you can break them apart and all that, but it really doesn't make that big of a difference. Not great. There are a lot of characters, and they all do have their own little sets of moves and all that, but same thing with it. Pretty much every like subpar fighting game, you'll find one character that you'll really like, and you'll just stick with it. Where was that going? I couldn't even see who that was firing at. Gallic? No, that's not the Gallic gun. That's the... oh, God. Okay, I haven't seen that before. That was weird. Yeah, I should probably get out of the... Why was he on a wheelchair? Why does he have a gun? That just seems kind of unfair, even by our standards. But then again, this is J-Stars and all this crap. Like, none of these people would be able to beat goddamn Super Saiyans, but apparently they can. But yeah, I just spam ranged attacks. That's pretty much the only way I can really handle this, honestly. Just because of the way the melee works. It just repeats itself so much. You just go and physically attack someone, they fall over. You either run away to try and avoid the shield guard break or whatever the bloody hell they want, or you try and block it, and you will probably get a guard breaker directly in your face, and you'll be screwed. So I just go full range if I can, and just run the hell away from absolutely everybody. Attack from long range, and just, yeah. Doesn't look that bad, but I mean, it can get a bit jaggy at times. I don't think it runs at the native res of the Vita. Oh, that's a bike, not a wheelchair. What am I thinking? That attack's actually really annoying because it seems like pure luck if anything's actually going to hit you or not. Yeah, so he gets knocked over, and I think I can get in a couple more attacks there, and then he gets a guard breaker in, and I'm totally far away. Yeah, I don't like that. Keep pausing. I keep pausing. Wait, is that? No, it's not. I keep thinking that's Ultraman. I don't know why. Come on, Vegeta. Get up, buddy. Just need one more good hit on him, and he's dead. So yeah, that was a look at J-Star's Victory Versus. Well, definitely don't import this version. I mean, we're gonna get one that's like half the price in a few months. At least at the time I'm recording this. It might be a fair bit closer by the time this video comes out. I'm not sure, but yeah, don't buy this version. Wait for the local version to come out, and even then give it a very, very, very harsh consideration, because yeah, I managed to finish one of the challenges, but not all three of them. I'm not a fan of it. I don't like the way it handles melee combat. Ranged combat seems totally overpowered if you use it in the right way, and yeah, that's pretty much all I've got to say about it. It's going to have an arcade mode when it comes to the West, but good lord, I can't imagine going through 6 or 7 fights of this in a row, because the action itself is just so repetitive after a short period of time. Excuse me. It's so repetitive over such a short period of time. I just can't imagine doing 5 or 6 fights in a row at once. It just seems like the most boring thing you could possibly do with this game. Then again, some people might not like it because it doesn't have all the characters. The American version, anyway. This version does have all the characters. Maybe they'll release a demo? I don't know. Did they release a demo of this when it came out in Japan? I have no idea. But yeah, I don't like it. I really don't. It's not... Definitely, like, Dragon Ball Z Battle Z was better than this. It had better balance. It had better melee combat. And it was actually interesting because it had a lot of RPG progression style elements, while this game just seems to have a series of end-to-end fights with no real, like, difference between them. And it just, yeah. Not to mention, in Dragon Ball Z Battle Z, you could follow the story along and actually get some what-if moments and all that, and that was interesting. I like that. This just doesn't seem to have it in that great a number. So, yeah. That was a look at J-Star's Victory Versus. This has been Blue Maxima, and I'll see you all next time.